everyone. So welcome to my channel. My name's Shelly, in case you don't know that. And today I want to talk to you about book hauls, and not just book hauls, but secondhand book hauls and great places to check out to find secondhand books. In our neighborhood, we have a library, the War Memorial Library. It actually is in a church, and although they have minimal hours, once a month they do offer a secondhand book sale, because most of their books, I think all of their books actually, are from donations. And once a month, as I said, for a few days they have a book sale, and I've always found some great finds. Used to be when I first started, not long ago, or when I first started going, that you could get like a paper grocery bag full of books for $10, which was incredible. Then after that, it was $1 a book, then $2 a book, and this time, because it's been a while since I've been there, I went and books were still $2, but hardbacks were $3. Still great prices, but yeah, I guess, you know, the money goes towards helping the community, so it's for a good cause. And yeah, a friend of mine graciously volunteered to come stay at the store, cover me at the store for half an hour. So I took off to the book sale and I found some great books. Might be ironic for you to think, if you know, you probably don't even know this, but I do own a pet supply store, and I've always had a dream of opening a bookstore, and that hasn't happened yet. So in the meantime, I do have a little section of the store dedicated to selling books, and I call it the Hastings Book Collection. Hastings being my middle name. So yes, we sell books. We do match Amazon pricing because, let's face it, I guess in a small bookstore you have to. And but I do have also a secondhand book shelf that is for people to borrow books. And yeah, and it's free. I just feel that you know, reading books should be available to anybody regardless of their means, and we get a lot of donations, and we ask for financial donations, but they're not required, and with that I take that money and I go and I buy books to replenish the shelf of the lending library. So yeah, I stopped filming just so I could check on things, and then as soon as I move, I've got this to contend with. My seat's been taken over. So let's have a look at the books that I found today. It was very busy, which is nice. There's lots of people there, and but my God, they had so many books. Today was the first day, and what's nice too is they'll replenish it as time goes on. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you of a few other suggestions if you're looking for secondhand books where you might be able to find some in your neighborhood. But without further ado, let's look at what we got today. So The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. I've wanted to read this book for a while. It's about a Scottish island, I believe. Yeah, Scottish island. There's a lighthouse. Mysterious things happen there. And a new family moves there. 20 years later, something happened. Anyways, I don't know if you read it, you could let me know, but I think I'm going to read this one before I put it into our lending library, because it is one that I've been wanting to get for a while. This one I have no idea. When God Was a Rabbit, Sarah Winman. I don't know what this one's about. I just thought it was cute, and for some reason the title, I thought I had heard of it, so I'm going to probably put this one into the lending library. It's a book about childhood and growing up, friendships and families, triumph and tragedy, and everything between. More than anything, it's a book about love in all its forms. Sounds like a nice book, maybe around Christmas time to read. Yeah, if you read it, let me know. The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. Read this one a long time ago. It's a great book. Obviously, it's a tragic story. Or tragic time in history, but great book. This one will go into the lending library because I believe I own a copy already. So that's that. The Paris Bookseller by Carrie Maher. Again, I recognize the name. I love books about bookstores and books about books and booksellers, so I'm excited. I might end up reading this one before I bring it to the lending library. So yeah, my pile of books is getting bigger to read. It's on my TBR. The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. Read this one. Love it. I have a copy of it, so this one will go to the lending library. This one also takes place in World War II. It is in 1947, in the chaotic aftermath of World War II, American college girl Charlie St. Clair is pregnant, unmarried, and on the verge of being thrown out of her very proper family. Did I read this? She's also nursing a desperate hope. Oh, yeah. She's also nursing a desperate hope that her beloved cousin Rose, who disappeared in Nazi-occupied France during the war, might still be alive. So when Charlie's parents banish her to Europe to have her little problem taken care of, Charlie breaks free and heads to London, determined to find out what happened to the cousin she loves like a sister. Then it goes back to 1915. I did read this one. It's really good. Yeah, okay. I think I read it in audiobook, so I'm not familiar with the cover. But anyways, great book if you haven't read it. Yeah. Then I've got Stephen King, Duma-Key, a novel. So I used to read Stephen King exclusively almost when I was in my teenage years. I haven't read much of his work lately, so I've got a lot of catching up to do. That's not true. I read audiobook Fairy Tale was awesome. It's the first audiobook I ever listened to, and it got me hooked on audiobooks. Highly recommend it. To me, it wasn't one of his typical books. It was more of his Fairy Tale, obviously it's a fantasy kind of book, but I mean, he's done others like that, I suppose, over the years. I always liked his horror books, but definitely good, really good audiobook. This one, I haven't heard anything about it. I might keep it for myself. Probably not. Well, we'll see. Yeah, so that's one. This one is The Furies, Fernanda Eberstad. I don't know anything about this. We just watched a movie the other night, a scary movie called Stop Motion. Oh my God, it was terrifying. And it was like not claymation, but like stop motion, where like they make figures and then they stop them and move them and take a picture and stop them moving. Anyways, really good. And this cover reminded me of that, so I decided to pick up the book. We'll see if I keep it or not. Chances are I'll put it into the lending library at the store. Neferet's Curse. I just picked this one up because I thought the cover was just beautiful. It's P.C. Cass and Kristen Cass. I don't know anything about it. It's a House of Night novella. If you've heard of it, let me know. I'm curious. I think I'll give it a go and see. It's going to be short, and then I'll bring it to the lending library. So that's that one. Then we have Say You're One of Them, Oprah's book club, Uwem Akpan. But Mama, you told me that only bad women go out at night. Monique, no questions tonight. I told you. She stops and stares at me. As I'm about to open my mouth, she shouts, quiet, go sit with your brother. Mama never shouts at me. She's strange today. Tears shine in her eyes. I pick up a bottle of Amour Bruxelles, the perfume Papa gives her because he loves her. I beg Mama to put some on me, but she refuses. When they ask you, she says sternly without looking at me, say you're one of them, okay? Who? Anybody. You have to learn to take care of Jean, Monique. You just have to. Huh? From my parents' bedroom? I don't even know if that's what the book's about. Sorry. If you've read this, let me know. Otherwise, well, no. If you read it, let me know. The Vanishing Half. I've read this one. Yeah, I read it and I think I own it. It got a lot of good reviews, if I'm not mistaken, by Britt Bennett. It was okay. I wasn't crazy about it, I have to be honest. So it'll go into the lending library. And The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Again, I've never heard of it. I shouldn't say that. I feel like I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it's about. So it's electric, filled with staccato bursts of humor and tragedy. New York Times bestselling author of Looking for Alaska. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it. Maybe I'll read it before I bring it to the lending library. And all the noise you hear in the background, by the way, is my kitten. The Paper Palace, I have this one as well. Reese's Book Club, Miranda Cowley Heller. I haven't read it. I don't know what it's about. Somebody recommended it to me, so I have a copy, I'm pretty sure. So this one will go into the lending library at the store. Hi, I realized when I was putting my video together last night that I forgot to mention the places where you could get secondhand books. So for us, we have the War Memorial Library, and I'm sure that your library, your local library, may have annual book sales or quarterly book sales, maybe not monthly, but one or the other. And obviously there's always a good chance that you could join your local library. Not a chance, I mean, you should be able to join your local library. And what I have done is it allows me to have the app called Hoopla, and I have access to free audiobooks, ebooks, and even movies. So it's definitely worth checking out. There's also thrift stores, and not necessarily secondhand bookstores, but actual thrift stores. They often have a good selection of books. Around here we have Value Village. Marketplace is a good one as well. And there's an app called Little Free Library. That's an app. It has, I think, like 700,000 locations of places that have free books, and it's in over 120 countries. So check it out. Thanks.